I legitimately feel bad for Garp. Not because he might die, but because he always have to face against the people he deeply cares about. From facing the deaths of a pirate comrade, to see his own son becoming a symbol for defying his own career, to face against Luffy who was trying to save the life of Ace, and now facing against his own first pupil. The way that Garp suffered was nothing short than a top-notch emotional abuse. But this video is not a boring subject about the personality of a character. Let's discuss about the final battle of Garp life. And ask a timeless question. Are new admirals of Marine comparable to the old legends of Marine? Hello everyone, if you are wondering, this is Rock's Review. There is a good chance that you know me from doing 1,000 short videos about One Piece. But again, since YouTube never supported my long videos, and in fact damaged my short views, I created this channel to put all of my effort to create videos worthy enough for you. So if you ever enjoyed my short content, subscribe right now and be sure that I will do better here. And now back to Garp. We all know the old legends of One Piece sit on their mighty throne at the top of the ivory tower of power, and for good reasons too. But the new generation are not bad either. I would strongly argue that monsters like Shanks and Kaido showed enough feat and hype to claim that we are close to the Pirate King throne in terms of power. But at the Marine side, even now, people believe that the best of this generation are not worthy enough to defeat the old and rusty legends of past like Garp. All of this doubt rightfully began when the strongest admiral of this generation, Akainu, failed to put up a good fight against an old and rusty Whitebeard who was gravely ill. While I believe that Akainu dealt a tremendous amount of damage to the old Whitebeard, at the end of the day, Whitebeard was the last man standing. And later on, a furious Garp claimed that, hey Sengoku, if you don't let go of me, I am gonna go and kill that Sakazuki. But now, manga finally gave us a moment of truth so we can finally measure the truth behind the weight of Garp claim. Let's compare Garp to a man that was defeated by the hands of Akainu in a legendary 10 days long battle. And before that, let's compare the state that they are right now. Remember at the end of Water 7, when Garp with his bare hands was shooting cannonballs at Sunny? At that point of time he claimed that my cannons are not even half as fast as before, showing a tremendous decline in his physical power. And at the start of this match, when he shook all of us with a galaxy impact, Garp was genuinely disappointed in himself for showcasing such a weak attack. He said, when the hell did I get so weak? And later on in the fight, while he was capable of sensing the presence of Shiryu of the Rain, he wasn't able to use Future Sight to predict his attack. Knowing that Garp is a hockey monster on the same level of people like Shanks and Roger, for sure at his prime he had Future Sight of hockey. But right now, at the old age, probably not. And even crazier than that, Shiryu was able to pierce through Garp's body, meaning Garp wasn't fast enough to activate his armament hockey and stop him from doing a successful attack. So Garp's physical power, Conqueror's hockey, armament hockey, and observation hockey, all of them are significantly weaker compared to his prime. It's safe to say the Garp that we are seeing right now is like 60% of his prime self. But also on the other hand, Kuzan is massively restricted. First of all, this man genuinely doesn't have his leg, so this should be a factor for his overall power. But even above that, we know that this man should have the awakening of one of the strongest Logia Devil Fruits out there. Remember what happened when Akainu and Kuzan fought each other for 10 days? The entire climate of an island was permanently changed to fire and ice. If Kuzan truly wanna go all out, he should kill every person around him of Blackbeard pirates, so he cannot be awakened at this fight. His Devil Fruit, perhaps his greatest source of power, is insanely restricted because of the condition of this fight. And that's why the strongest attack he gave to Garp was a hockey-based attack. And the most important part of this fight was the massive explosion they created by their raw hockey. Hints imply that Kuzan used advanced Conquer hockey. And yes, this is very likely. First of all, do you think Sengoku, another Conquer hockey user, would have suggested a non-Conquer hockey user to lead the entire Marine? On the other hand, many people believe that one day Kobe will be a great hockey master. Let me ask you, why do you think that? Only because he is the student of Garp. How many years he was trained under Garp? 2 or 3 years. How many years Kuzan was personally trained by Garp? 2 or 3 decades. Some people believe that Logia trio of admirals should not be able to use advanced Conquer hockey because that would make them so much broken. But again, people like Shirohige, Kaido, Big Mom, Luffy, Yamato, all of these people who have genuinely monstrous devil fruit also are benefiting from advanced version of Conquer hockey. Now, I am not entirely sure people like Green Bull, Kizaru, or even Fujitora also have advanced Conquer hockey or not. Odds are that yes, but I'm not sure about it. But Kuzan and Akainu, them having advanced Conquer hockey, is basically given. While Garp was old, rusty, and injured, the fact that Kuzan dared to challenge this legend on a hockey-based fight is absolutely phenomenal. And this proved that even if you take away the greatest asset of Kuzan, his devil fruit, he can still be a relatively great match for Garp, one of the greatest hockey user in history. So, if you give the full awakening power of Kuzan back to him in a one-on-one fight, odds are he can put a great fight against Prime Garp as well. Now, as we all know, Whitebeard was even equal to Roger, while Roger didn't have Gura Gura no Mi, the devil fruit that can destroy the very world. So it proves that not all hockeys are equal. I can very well expect the hockey of Roger, Shanks, and Garp be on a whole other level compared to Logia admirals or even Whitebeard himself. But advanced Conquer hockey is the strongest form of power that we saw in the story so far. Having this asset added to your set of power is tremendously important for any one-on-one battles. And even matching the hockey of old Garp is a massive hockey feat. If you followed me, you know that I'm not particularly an Admiral fan, but I believe this chapter opened our eyes to one special truth. While Prime Garp is the pinnacle of Marine and a monster that all pirate world feared him, odds are he trained the next generation of Marine to be the monsters that he would value himself. And let's face it, if Kuzan, the man who trained for decades under Garp, won't be able to give a good fight to the prime version of Garp, it's actually a failure for Garp as a teacher. If we are willing to accept that the best pirates of this generation are comparable to the best of old pirates, it's time to show more respect to this generation of Marine, especially Kuzan and Akainu. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe right now. We have great plans for this channel, and I see you all at Laugh Tale.